Something changed on your computer last night. You did not approve it. You were not asked. You were not notified in any way that would have been easy to find or understand. A Windows update pushed a configuration change that quietly re-enabled a feature you may have turned off months ago, or enabled one you had never seen before, on machines across the world simultaneously. This is not speculation. This is the documented pattern of how Windows 11 updates have behaved throughout 2024 and 2025, and it is happening again right now. I know because I check my own settings after every major update, and every single time, without exception, something has been reset. Something Microsoft decided on their schedule, using their update infrastructure, affecting your machine that you paid for, that sits in your home or your office, that contains your files and your history and your private communications. The specific feature I need to tell you about today is one that millions of people have already found re-enabled on their machines after the most recent update cycle. And if you have not checked yet, there is a real chance it is running on yours right now. Let me give you the context first, because understanding why this keeps happening matters as much as knowing what to do about it. Windows 11 ships with a set of default configurations that are, in almost every case, maximally permissive in Microsoft's favor. Data collection is on, cloud syncing is on, AI features are on, advertising identifiers are on. The setup process is designed to make accepting these defaults the easiest path, and changing them requires navigating menus that are deliberately scattered across different sections of the Settings app in ways that do not correspond to how a person would naturally look for them. This is not an accident. Every major technology company that generates revenue from user data designs its settings this way. The defaults reflect what the company wants. The buried opt-outs reflect what regulators require them to offer. And when a major update ships, the defaults have a documented tendency to reassert themselves. Microsoft's internal framing for this is that updates sometimes need to reset certain configurations to ensure compatibility with new features, which is technically true and also completely beside the point. The point is that your choices are being overwritten by a corporation making decisions about your computer on your behalf, repeatedly without asking, using mandatory updates you cannot decline. The feature that was re-enabled in the most recent update cycle on a significant number of machines is one that Microsoft has been trying to get traction on for over a year. It is called Suggested Actions. And if you have never heard of it, you are not alone, because Microsoft has not exactly publicized what it actually does. Suggested Actions is described in Microsoft's documentation as a feature that detects certain types of content, phone numbers, dates, times, and other recognized data, when you copy it to your clipboard and suggests contextually relevant actions. You copy a phone number and Windows suggests opening it in a phone app. You copy a date and Windows offers to add it to your calendar. That sounds convenient, right? Here is what that description leaves out. For Windows to detect that a phone number is a phone number, or that a date is a date, it has to read the content of your clipboard. Constantly, every time you copy anything, your clipboard is one of the most sensitive data streams on your computer. Think about what you copy in an ordinary working day. Passwords from your password manager, account numbers, social security numbers when filling out forms, personal identification, sensitive business information, legal documents, private messages, you are moving between applications, all of it passes through your clipboard. And Suggested Actions requires persistent access to that stream in order to function. Now, to be precise about what Microsoft says, Suggested Actions processes clipboard content locally on your device, not on Microsoft servers. That is their stated position, and it should be acknowledged honestly. But here is the problem with that framing. The feature requires an always-on process monitoring your clipboard in real time. That process exists on your machine. The infrastructure for reading and analyzing your clipboard contents is running. And the technical capability to extend what that process does through a future update, through a configuration change, through a partnership with another service, is fully present. You are trusting a policy statement about what a surveillance-capable system currently chooses to do. Those are not the same thing as a technical guarantee. There's a second feature that has been reported as re-enabled on multiple machines after the same update cycle, and this one has a longer and more documented history of problems. Phone link integration, previously called Your Phone, is the feature that connects your Android device to your Windows PC. The core functionality is straightforward and genuinely useful for some people. You can see your phone's notifications on your PC, make calls, send texts, and access your phone's photos without picking up the device. That part is fine if you choose it. The problem is what PhoneLink does by default when it is enabled. It maintains a persistent connection between your phone and your PC that syncs your notification stream in real time. That notification stream includes previews of every text message you receive. It includes notification content from your banking app, your Authenticator app, your email app, your messaging apps. Every notification that appears on your phone can be read by the PhoneLink service running on your PC. And if your PC is signed into a Microsoft account, that activity is associated with your Microsoft account identity. PhoneLink also requests access to your phone's call history and contact list. And here's the detail that almost never gets mentioned in coverage of this feature. The connection between your phone and your PC is facilitated through Microsoft's servers. The data does not travel directly from your phone to your PC over your local network. It routes through Microsoft's infrastructure. Microsoft has confirmed this in their documentation while framing it as necessary for the feature to work across different network conditions, which is technically accurate, and which also means that your text message previews, your notification content, your call history is transiting Microsoft's servers as a routine part of using this feature. To check whether PhoneLink has been re-enabled on your machine, search for PhoneLink in the Start menu. If it opens and shows a connected device, it is active. Go into its settings and either disconnect your device or uninstall the application entirely. If you want to manage your phone from your PC without routing data through Microsoft, there are alternatives. KDE Connect is an open source option that works entirely over your local network with no third-party server involvement. It does everything PhoneLink does and none of what PhoneLink does that you did not ask for. Here is the broader practice you need to adopt because patching these individual features is not enough. After every major Windows update, check your settings. Not quickly, not casually. Actually go through them. Open Settings, go to Privacy and Security, and start at the top of the left sidebar. Work through every single category in order. Check what changed, check what was re-enabled, check what new categories appeared that were not there before. Microsoft has a documented practice of introducing new settings categories with new updates, with those new settings defaulting to On, without notifying you that the category now exists. The only way to catch this is to go looking. Specifically, check diagnostics and feedback every time. The diagnostic data level has been reset to optional on machines where users had set it to required after multiple updates throughout 2025. Optional diagnostic data can include samples from your documents and emails. That is not a minor reset. It is a significant change to what data is being collected, reversed, without your knowledge by an automatic process. Check General under Privacy and Security. The advertising ID toggle has been documented as re-enabling after certain updates. Check Activity History. Check the Recall and Snapshots page if it exists on your machine and confirm the toggle is still off and the stored data is still cleared. Set a recurring calendar reminder to do this review after every major update. Windows tells you when major updates have been installed. Use that as the trigger. The time investment is about 20 minutes per review. The alternative is allowing a corporation to continuously revise the privacy configuration of your computer without your knowledge or approval, which is apparently the default if you do not actively resist it. That is not a reasonable arrangement for something you own. Your computer should require your permission to change how it behaves, not just notify you after the fact through a changelog that nobody reads. Until Microsoft builds a system that actually respects that principle, the only protection you have is paying attention. Start today. Check your settings right now before you do anything else because the update that changed something you already fixed may have arrived while you were sleeping.